If you open your Google Ads account right now and sorted your keywords by cost, how much of your budget is going to terms that have never produced a single conversion? In a scary number of accounts out there, that number isn't 5 or 10%. It's 50, 70, sometimes closer to 90%. That's what I call a keyword graveyard, and it quietly kills your return on ad spend. First, who am I? I'm Steve from Freak.Marketing. I manage Google Ads for a living, mostly for businesses who actually care if their ads make money. Across niches, budgets, and industries, I keep seeing the same pattern: a tiny handful of keywords doing all the work, and a huge long tail quietly burning cash. Let me walk you through what that looks like and what to do instead. Now, picture a typical search campaign. On paper, it looks great. Lots of keywords, lots of coverage. Now imagine you poll performance for the past 3 to 6 months. You look at conversions by keywords, and here's what you see. Maybe 5 to 10 keywords that are responsible for the majority of leads and sales. A small handful are marginal. They converted once or twice with a high cost. Then there's a long list of keywords that have spent money and have never converted. When you add it up, you've got tens of thousands a year in ad spend going to keywords that haven't earned their place in months. And when people try to justify this, the story usually sounds like this: these extra keywords are still useful. They're helping to train the campaign. They tell the algorithm what kind of customer we want. That's the pattern. Lots of volume, very little discipline, and a ton of faith that the algorithm is secretly doing something magical with all the waste. Now, let's put a name and definition on this so you can spot it in your own account. A keyword graveyard is when a small group of keywords drive most of your conversions and revenue, but a huge share of your spend is scattered across a big pile of low performing or non performing keywords. So you've really got two groups living together: the heroes, a few terms that consistently bring in customers at an acceptable cost, and you have the zombies, dozens or hundreds of terms that shamble along, eating your budget and giving almost nothing back. The zombies create three problems. First, they dilute your signals. Smart bidding needs clear feedback. When the system has to chew through lots of weak queries, it wastes budget just to learn this is bad traffic over and over. Second, they leak budget. A couple dollars a day per zombie doesn't feel very painful. Spread that across 100 of them every day, all year, and you've quietly funded a whole extra campaign that produces nothing. Third, they delay action. It's not that you can't see the numbers, it's that 150 mixed intent keywords in an ad group, it's hard to trust your gut and actually start cutting. So everything stays on just in case, and the bloat keeps growing. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is normal, it's just not healthy. Now let's poke at the favorite exercise that's keeping keyword graveyards alive. The myth goes like this: even if a keyword doesn't convert directly, it's still teaching the algorithm. It's teaching Google who the ideal customer is. Now, that sounds clever, but it's just not how this works. Smart bidding learns from real outcomes and strong signals. Things like conversions, conversion value, return on ad spend. What it doesn't need is a giant list of underperforming keywords that you keep funding out of fear. An unprofitable keyword is not secretly donating its wisdom to the campaign. It's just proof you're willing to keep buying bad clicks. Now, there is a little bit of truth buried in there. The system does need volume and a little variety to learn, but that's about giving it a clear, coherent theme to explore, not dumping every keyword idea into one ad group. There's a big difference between structured discovery and vibes-based exploration. Structured discovery is, we'll test this cluster of related ideas with a small, fixed budget and clear rules for when we turn it off. Vibes-based exploration is, we'll just let everything run forever because maybe the algorithm sees something we don't. One of those is strategy. The other is how you accidentally turn your account into a subsidy. So if the keyword graveyard is the problem, what does a healthy account actually look like? Think in terms of intent. Each ad group should be built around one clear search intent, not just a product category, but a specific situation or desire in the user's head. For example, emergency roof repair at 2 a.m. is a very different intent from roofing company reviews, even if they both contain the word roofing. Inside each ad group, you don't need 150 different keywords. You need a focused set of ways someone might express that intent. Maybe that's 10 to 30 closely related keywords that point at the same problem and the same solution. That lets you write ads that speak directly to that intent, send traffic to the most relevant page, not a generic homepage or category dump. Give the bidding algorithm clean, consistent signals about what kind of user and query tends to convert. For stranger ideas, competitor terms, or early funnel experiments, you put those in clearly labeled test campaigns with smaller budgets and more scrutiny. You're not trying to eliminate exploration. You're just making sure your experiments don't live in the same room as the stuff that pays the bills. Next, let me give you a simple cleanup plan you can follow without needing a step-by-step tutorial on screen. Step 1. Look at keyword performance over the last 90 to 180 days. The exact window depends on your volume, but you want enough data so you're not reacting to just one weird week. Step 2. Identifying your heroes. These are the keywords that bring in most of your conversions at a cost you're happy with. They get top priority. Protect them at all costs. Step 3. Now look at the other end. Find the keywords that have spent more than your target cost per acquisition and haven't converted at all, or converted once at a ridiculous cost. Those are your zombies. They've had their chance. It's reasonable to pause them and see if anything breaks. Spoiler, it usually doesn't. Step 4. You'll have a few maybes, keywords that haven't converted yet but are a bit newer and haven't generated that many clicks and still have a cost lower than your target cost per acquisition. Instead of leaving those mixed into your core campaign, move them into a dedicated test bucket with a small fixed budget and a simple rule like if you spend more than X without a conversion, then you're out. Step 5. As you trim, tighten the ad groups you have left. Make sure each one is centered around a clear intent and that the keywords inside it honestly belong together. You don't have to follow some perfect blueprint. The goal is just to remove the zombies, double down on the heroes, and give your experiments a safe sandbox. So to close out this video, I've actually got a challenge for you. After this video, look at one of your search campaigns and ask 2 questions. Which keywords are actually carrying this thing? And which ones have been quietly burning money for months without pulling their weight? If you find a keyword graveyard, don't beat yourself up. Almost everyone has one somewhere. Just start digging it up, one zombie at a time. Alright, hope you had some fun today. And as always, if you like this no-nonsense breakdown of how Google Ads really behaves in the wild, hit subscribe and follow. And if you've seen a truly horrific keyword graveyard, go ahead and tell me about it in the comments. I just might use it as inspiration for one of my next videos.